Good afternoon and welcome to State News File. I'm Tia Leonard. Marco Castellon will have a look at the latest highlights later. What can we expect, Marco?
Well, Tia, you can expect the Leafs, the Flames, the Raptors, and the Browns.
Well, that should be interesting. We will also have a look at weather with Alana Bender later today, but first, here are today's top stories. Calgary City Mayor Jyoti Gondek is keeping her campaign promises by asking City Council to declare a climate emergency. The motion calls for the city to update its environmental plan, aiming for net zero emissions by 2050. The federal government declared a climate emergency in 2019, where several other cities have followed in making the call to action. Gondek says that by focusing on the climate emergency, Calgary will step closer to an economic recovery.
This council is going to be asked to create a strategy to enable the return of economic prosperity while recognizing the climate emergency. These two elements are absolutely not mutually exclusive. In fact, recognizing the climate emergency is a needed step towards economic opportunity in a world that's focused on a path to net zero.
The motion will be further examined on Council on November 15th. In October, Calgarians headed to the polls to vote for their wards and a new Calgary mayor. A number of incumbents decided against running this year, so there was a lot of new faces in this year's election. Drew Stremick has a story on first-time voters and ward candidates.
It's good to have an opinion and have a voice, and that you have that choice to make.
Casting your vote in elections at any time is the best way to have your voice heard by those in government. First-time voters this fall are taking in all kinds of information by numerous candidates. We talked to Tegan Doucette, a student at the University of Calgary, to see what she's doing to make up her mind before she heads to the polls for the first time.
My friends are all older than me, so a couple of them have voted already, and I did talk to one of my friends, and she doesn't totally agree with certain things that I would agree with, but I also am not totally sure. But I like hearing their opinions on it to see I get to hear their side and the research they've done.
Voter turnout in Calgary's last municipal election in 2017 was just over 58%, which was the highest in over 4 decades. But the challenge still remains on how candidates are going to get younger first-time voters out to the polls. With incumbents stepping down, there is going to be a number of new faces on council. Courtney Walcott, a high school teacher running in Ward 8, is one of them. I asked him what made him decide to run.
The values that I see as necessary to moving Calgary forward, necessary to moving my ward forward, helping my students in the future. I didn't have a candidate, I didn't have leaders that I could truly be comfortable standing behind. And the ones that I did they're stepping down. So I figured I might as well throw my name into the ring. Instead of looking for a leader, I might as well do my best to be one and live the values that I'm telling the students to live.
No matter who wins or loses this October, one thing is for certain. New and hopefully positive change is on the way for Calgarians. What those changes will be depend on who we choose to elect to represent us. For State News File, I'm Drew Stremick.
Calgary's downtown core continues to feel more and more empty as the exodus of a once-was-thriving corporate center hollows. Residents are asking why. Eric Bird is perched live in the newsroom. Eric, what is the real concern of people in the area?
Thanks, Tia. People are seeing construction increase, yet the downtown core is not the vibrant area it once was. The skyline in West Downtown Calgary has changed lately. Some residents in the neighborhood question why towers continue to be built. These state-of-the-art buildings seem to be developed to attract young professionals, yet they lay empty. The delays in completing these projects can be directly attributed to the lack of skilled workers in traditional trades. People entering the workforce find themselves underqualified for positions they are hired for. Citizens are wondering if these towers are actually built to last.
Definitely hard to find good people. The thing about Alberta's the economy is not the greatest.
Homeowners fear the market is becoming saturated, and the value of these properties are dipping and selling well below asking prices.
Downtown core has a few issues. Calgarians always do tend to find a way through tough times. That is Eric Bird live from the newsroom. The Calgary Police Force is asking for $6 million after City Council decided on sub 1% tax rate increase. Calgary City Council proposes an increase in the property tax rate for the next year, but when increasing the CPS budget, it could increase to almost 1%. CPS expects an increase or return to pre-pandemic levels of crime, projecting that a new budget would assist in adding positions to the police force. Calgary City Council will be going over the 2022 budget and adjustments later in the month. The latest Avison Young report contains the highest vacancy rates Calgary has seen, but it may not be as bad as it looks. In the third quarter, Calgary's office vacancy rates grew slightly to 26.1% across the city, being a marginal increase from the second quarter. Office spaces also rose to 19, hosting the highest vacancy rates in the downtown core at 29.9%. Although despite the numbers, Avison Young says that there is signs for a recovery within the next 18 to 24 months. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break, but first, Alana Bender has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Thursday night is comedy night at the Tea House in Calgary. There will be rotating performers from 7 until 8:30. Tickets are just $11.55. Carly and her Angels are performing their drag show that's been running for over 20 years on Saturday. Food will be provided by the vegan street taco bar. Get a head start on your holiday shopping this Sunday by checking out the holiday craft fair at Bowness Community Association. Local vendors have a wide selection of handcrafted items for you to shop. The Calgary Stampeders are taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the McMahon Stadium on November 20th. Get your tickets for as low as $7 on Ticketmaster and cheer loud. The Calgary Flames will be back in Calgary on November 23rd, playing the Chicago Blackhawks at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Ticket pricing starts at $13 on the Game Time website.
Well, we've certainly experienced some beautiful fall weather here this year in comparison to other years. Let's take a look to see if these conditions will continue throughout the week. Over in Vancouver, we can see it's currently raining and 9 degrees. There is a cold front system coming in from the west, moving to the east, where in Winnipeg it's currently raining and snowing and 3 degrees. The warmest of the province is Toronto, sitting at 12 degrees, and that cold front system is moving up to St. John's. However, it should die down later this week. Now let's take a look at where we'd rather be. Here are the resorts.
It's a beautiful day for the beach in Palm Springs, sitting at 31 degrees. Barbados is experiencing some cloud coverage at 30 degrees. Honolulu is sunny and a lovely 29 degrees, making it a great day to hit the wave surfing. It's 26 degrees in both Orlando and Sin City, with both places experiencing mostly sunny conditions.
It's a pretty nice day in Calgary today with partly cloudy conditions. The wind is coming in at 20 kilometers an hour. The wind will be increasing as we go throughout the day, and it is quite cloudy out, so make sure to bring a jacket with you if you are going out tonight. Up next, we have the province. Looking at the province, we can definitely see the cold front going up to Fort McMurray, where it is snowing right now. It's pretty nice in Banff, so if you're looking to enjoy some more warm weather before we get into the snow, it's a great weekend to go hiking. Up next, we'll take a look at the 5-day forecast. Tonight we can see that we're going to see a low of -5 with clear conditions. Tomorrow we'll see a high of 3 with a low of 5. Warming up this weekend, we'll see Saturday is at 9 degrees. Up next we have Marco with the sports. He'll be discussing the NHL highlights.
When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're not just donating a coat, you're donating another warm night for someone that needs it. When you donate to the Salvation Army, you're giving someone hope. So why wait? Give hope today.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to State News File. Marco Castellan joins now for a look at the latest highlights. What's new in the sports world, Marco?
Well, Tia, on Monday there was a fierce game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Los Angeles Kings. In Monday's game, the Los Angeles Kings faced off against the Toronto Maple Leafs and left victorious over the Leafs 5-1. Straight from the face-off, Kings player Trevor Moore moves in with a shot on net before coming back around and scoring the first goal of the game 10 minutes in. Coming in his second game of the year, Andreas Athanasiou scored the second goal of the game, ending the first period with the Kings leading 2-0 over the Leafs. Moving into the second period, the Leafs make a comeback with the power play score by John Tavares, changing that 0 to a 1 on the scoreboard. Now can the Leafs keep up the pressure? Later into the second period, after a brief struggle for the puck, Philip Deneau was just able to slide the puck in, increasing the Kings' lead and ending the second period 3-1 Kings. With 4 minutes left of the third period, Deneau once again scores for the Kings, raising the score again in the Kings' favor to 4-1. Scoring the final shot of the game, Adrian Kempe scored on an empty net after the Leafs pulled their goalie following Deneau's goal, ending the game with a final score of 5-1 Kings. The Kings have won their 5th straight game over the Toronto Maple Leafs with a 5-1 victory, placing the Maple Leafs in last place in the Eastern Conference. The Calgary Flames are looking to keep pace with the Edmonton Oilers, whom are looking to extend their winning streak to 5 games as they open a 5-game road trip to Detroit yesterday night, with the Flames hosting the San Jose Sharks at 180 home favorites yesterday. On Saturday's game, the Flames ended their 2-game slide as they emerged victorious over the New York Rangers 6-0, which also marked netminder Jacob Manstrom's 4th shutout in just 9 appearances this season. Raptors player Pascal Siakam will be returning to the court from his off-season shoulder surgery during when the Toronto Raptors lost to the Brooklyn Nets 116-103. But with Siakam returning, a comeback for the Raptors can be seen over the horizon. Although as Siakam is still recovering, he's limited to 25 minutes spread over 4 shifts, roughly 6 minutes per shift. But when Siakam was on the court, he provided 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal, which goes to show that he is the Raptors' most polished player. Cleveland Browns running back Nick Chubb is being placed on the COVID-19 list after a positive test result and could miss the week's game at New England. One of the NFL's best running backs, Chubb is going on a list alongside rookie running back Demetric Felton, but it's still possible that Chubb, whom is vaccinated, could still play against the Patriots this week if he is tested negative twice. The Browns had major issues with COVID-19 last season, as coach Kevin Stefanski had to miss the Cleveland's first playoff game since 2005 when he tested positive days before the playoff against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's a look at sports.
The most wonderful time of the year is fast approaching, and Calgary's favorite holiday tradition is back. Zoo Lights is back for the 25th year. This magical holiday tradition starts November 19th and will be glowing for 6 weeks.
My mind is feeling mellow. The days of fall are growing old. When I say that your arms should always be around me, come the day when the snow is falling over all we see. I wake up from a slumber.
Well, that sure does look fun, doesn't it, Marco?
Yes, it was, Tia.
Thank you all for joining in to State News File. We will catch you next time.